We do a little bit of warm-up. So typically when you're doing your qigong, you're just starting out, you want to be able to start out with centered breathing, just hands over the diaphragm. You can have your feet together, they can be out, just whatever's comfortable. When you breathe in, really see if you can feel and press down on your diaphragm. More accustomed to get to it, you'll kind of be able to like feel one corner of it towards like one kidney or towards the other kidney. But you're just getting nice deep breaths. Even sink your air down so your ribs expand. Fill up the chest and then reverse that. And then you just take the hands, and this is one of the best qigong moves you can do. It's just coming up, and it's what you do with your mind, not so much with your body. So when I'm doing these, even if I just go chest height and down, which I might do in between sets, I want to feel energy in my body and my palms resonate. As I come down, I am looking for feeling at the crown, forehead, throat, heart, solar plex, navel, root chakra, and then low. One more time. Now you're going to send one hand up, one hand down, and let the conclave into your palm, spread the little finger, and the thumb in both hands. So you're going to inhale on the way down. As you're splitting heaven and earth, you're going to exhale, and you can put a little stretch and kind of either turn, say in this case, to the right a little bit, or press your right hip out, so you kind of get this stretch along your fascia, and then reverse. Exhale on the down. Inhale as you divide heaven and earth. One more time. And spread the feet out a little bit. And now, with the palms still the same, press one out, press the other one back. So one's back towards the back of the room, one's towards the front. And you're going to look over your shoulders so you get more of a stretch of your spine. So this is the exhale. Inhale, bring everything together, switch sides. Exhale as you push out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Really press, although the arms are not completely locked out. A little bit of a bend, but you're pressing through your wrists. So you should feel also in the tendons in your arms. Come back to center. Just come up to chest level, down. lean over. Exhale. Inhale, roll your spine up. Lean back. Exhale. Pull up and then just come to chest height and down. Come up, press out, roll up, swim around, come down, up, out. You can take this with a deep knee bend, scoop up, and then scoop as if you're scooping all the other knee towards your face. Turn and press out again at the chest level. Or you can just come to the waist, just bend the knees a little bit. And then up and down. Feet together. And this is just going to be coming up. Just flow. Release all tension. Just gonna bounce, shake it out. So we're just gonna come up, just lungs, and then clear out to the side. You can use color. In this case, we're working the lungs, so imagine this bright white through your lungs. The sound is if you do the sound audibly, it works on a physical level. Whisper on emotional, sub-vocal to yourself, or more the spiritual, energetic. One more time. Now come up to the sides, gather, connect the index finger and the thumb, bring them in, exhale in. Time. And just stand. You can either stand with palms out, kind of up, or you still keep your index and thumb connected. the lung meridian reaches a surface level right up here and comes down, ends in your thumb. But right now, just absorb. Right hand moves to the lumbar section on the back. Left hand's going to scoop up. Inhale, scoops up. Exhale, comes across. This now starts to work on water and kidneys. Time, and then a real tight circle, and then 2 fingers pointing forward, down just below your navel, and then just stand and absorb. Switch. Left hand goes behind. Right hand. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. The color for the kidneys is a deep, brilliant blue. Sound is like a C-H-O-I, choi. One more. Tight 2 fingers. Roll the palms so back are together, kind of reach down. You'll tuck your tailbone in, so I don't want to lean over, but I'm going to come down. I'm going to, as if I'm bringing energy up, when it gets right to my shoulders, I spread it out. And just imagine your hand and your body resonating as you come up together. One more time. And then stand, it's like bear holds ball. So the same thing you did on the front side, you do on the back, and just tilt your palms towards your lumbar section. The whole bit of liver. Liver's green, sound is shh, and it pairs with the gallbladder. So gallbladder meridian comes up on this side, liver comes up this side, they all come this way. Gallbladder goes around the head. So if I come up, I'm over the crown. deep diaphragmatic breathing. Then just hold out right in front. Once again, absorb. Then we're going to go heart is fire, so it's red. So cloudy hands. So there really isn't a time breath with this. I tend to do one side on the inhale, go back the other way on the exhale. Connecting energy from my heart to my palm. There are times I'll switch it and I'll go down to lower dantian. I'll feel it connect there. I'll come up to third eye. And then come back to the heart. Yeah, the outstretched hand is just kind of moving through space. Then we'll go into the next heart flow, and this will come up. So let's say left hand comes out, right hand's going to push, left hand's going to spiral, right hand's going to point the elbow, left hand continues to push, right hand spirals out. The sound is hard. Time. Hands come up. Just form a diamond at the heart. And then just absorb or send your energy out. I have a habit of just feeling I just resonate. Then we'll go to spleen and stomach. So the color is yellow. The sound is WHO. Like, so there's two versions. One is both hands out. Inhale, exhale. So the inhale is always done with the nose. Exhale through the mouth, you're clearing energy out of your system. If you exhale through the nose, you're strengthening your system. And then go to a one-handed version. So the right hand will be at base, the left hand will go out. Right hand will slide up, left hand goes underneath. time. Now knees are slightly bent, forearms are parallel to the floor. Hands are kicked out a little bit. Once again, thumb and forefinger, thumb and little finger opposed, and then just absorb. Now, one of the mental things you can do is if you breathe in, imagine you're breathing energy from the earth through your palms, your soles of your feet, and the crown of your head, all gathering in towards lower dantian. Last one, come out to the side, come up and just resonate. The sound, the color is going to be violet or purple. The sound is H-E-E. And I just imagine, I just feel resonation from crown chakra, forehead, throat, heart, solar plex, lower dantian, root.
It's quite the ride, yeah.
I wrote something for all y'all on lower dantian, and then I made a kind of a short video on it. But so traditional Chinese medicine theory, you have lower dantian, middle dantian, and upper dantian. The lower dantian really is where you put your emphasis and your focus when you're looking at building strength and power, and you're looking at generating more qi. So in qigong theory, you have primordial qi, which is what you're born with. And essentially that's going to be your essence. It's your hormones, it's your neurotransmitters, it's everything here. You see, it's what formed all that. And so a lot of that is just right in here. And of course, they look at it as this is also, the center of mass and gravity of the human body. A lot of research started in the late 90s, but really came out about 10 years ago that they actually consider this the second brain. The vagus nerves runs from here and down. So it doesn't retain thoughts. It retains, it does not feeling. It has thoughts, not memory. Memory is in here. But they work in unison. So which lends to this theory that if you're focusing on here, then you're building more qi. Now, you also get qi from the quality of the air that you breathe and how you breathe, which is why we want that deep diaphragm breathing. Read a report that said qigong practitioners can handle 2.5 times the volume of air as a normal person, just because they're constantly working on that breath. And that in itself will give you energy, plus it puts you into this calm state. Good deep breathing will trigger the parasympathetic nervous system as well. When you focus on the middle dantian, then you're looking at heart and compassion. It's kind of the middle ground of what makes us human ego. So, I have greater knowledge on the chakras we run through. So you can compare the two, the root chakra and sacral chakra, all in this lower dantian area. So they all kind of work through the same thing. And they're kind of what grounds you. If you look at even Maslow's hierarchy, security and groundedness, those are the first of our needs that we have. That's associated with the lower dantian, those two chakras. The heart chakra and the solar plexus have more to do with ego and strengthening the humanness person. The throat is kind of a middle area, and it depends upon the philosophy. In traditional Chinese medicine, I've always seen it as part of this middle dantian. In chakras, I believe it's actually the middle part that connects heaven and man. Heaven, because we already are.
Right.
But because it's also the throat, you speak your truth, you speak integrity, all that comes out when your throat chakra is animated. But the upper dantian is seat of spirituality. When I focus on this third eye, and I'm in my meditation, or even when we're doing like the same intent that I do with the lower dantian, I do with the upper dantian, and that works on your spiritual connections to the universe, that sense of oneness.
Yeah.
And you can do this, my personal meditations, I will start grounded, and I'll work through the chakras. I do small circulation and grand circulation. But then I'll usually always end, I'm just doing focusing on inside my, the forehead, right in between that third eye, because I feel that sensation. And the realizations I've gotten from that have always been pretty amazing. They don't come every week, every time I sit down there. And so really pretty profound experience in my life.
Yeah.
So which sold me on the whole life.
Yeah,
So,
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Deep enough meditation, you'll have almost hallucinogen, like the whole experience.
There was one where I was sitting, the one that I remember the most, I was literally sitting, I'd gotten into this deep meditation where I was no longer consciously breathing. I could just tell I was just there, just absorbed. And all of a sudden, everything went away. I literally was one with the universe.
Wow.
I felt it. I felt as if I could look around in any direction and just see the universe, feel it part of it. It was still a universe, so it was still something constructed.
Yeah.
Whereas consciousness before creation has no creation to it.
Right.
And I was going, and as soon as I went, I think, and I went right back in my body.
Wow.
But I had like, it felt like several minutes, and I'm sure it was only like several seconds.
Yeah.
But I mean, it felt like an extended period of time where I literally just floated, and I could look. I was awake and aware enough, so I wasn't like dreaming.
Yeah.
I literally was looking around and inside my head and around what I would assume my head.
Right.
Assume.
Sure.
But just kind of looking around, and as soon as I issued the word I went right back into my body.
Wow.
Because that's where our attachment.
How long was the session leading up total, I guess?
How long I've been in meditation?
30
During
minutes.
that?
It was like a long.
Those were during my hour, 2 hour days.
Oh.
So I would spend an hour, 2 hours.
In Seiza?
No, I sit on the couch.
Okay.
Yeah. I had learned a long time ago, there are cultural things about why they sit in lotus.
Yeah.
And they all the fancy postures, because there's a culture that really didn't use wide chairs.
Yeah.
So that's how they had to
They're
sit.
used to that. Yeah.
And that was what, because they were still sitting on a little like a bean bag or something to raise their hips above their knees.
Yeah.
But the lotus position was to keep them locked so they wouldn't fall over.
Gotcha. Yeah.
They were concerned that the energy would leak out down your legs if they weren't crossed. I have issues with that because we're always working, we're always moving.
Okay.
So there's some things when it comes to that I still kind of go,
Yeah.
you know.
I feel like that'd be easier than, because I mean, Seiza, I can sit there with my legs start to go to sleep and it starts to get distracting. And so you just find a comfortable spot and just sit back and.
I sit cross-legged because I still like that.
Yeah.
I will sit with like on a pillow, so even on my couch
Okay.
or up chairs in my office. So mainly I want to make sure that my back is straight.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
I'm leaning back into my back. You can feel the difference when you breathe.
Yeah, sure.
And that's really defining criteria. What's your position so that when you breathe, you can really have no obstruction.
Yeah. Okay.
Which means your chin is slightly tucked, because from here you can feel where the neck and the spine
Strain a little bit.
strain just a little bit. So you just keep this tucked. Same thing as if you're going to a fight. You keep this tucked in. Same thing, but then it allows for this nice channel of breath.
Very interesting.
And I would sit, and I'm back doing my hour, and occasionally 2 hours now. Because I have the time.
Yeah.
I love it. So I just kind of disappear somewhere, or she leaves the house, and I go on the couch, and I just sit there, and I will do some of the mudras, but I'm not a big,
Yeah.
I can't say I'm not a big fan. They just want something that
Not a requirement necessarily for you. Yeah. Yeah.
Some philosophies like them, and they have all these things they'll do with them.
Yeah.
And I think if you put intent into that,
Yeah.
and you do it with a knowledge that, okay, I'm pressing these meridians together to activate, I think there's value in that. I can also do the same thing with just having my hands here. or knowing where I'm pressing.
Mm-hmm.
There are some, some meditation, we're doing grand meditation where you're visualizing, like say, the long meridian, and you're visualizing the energy going in.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of doing a health checkup.
Mm-hmm.
And that's if you subscribe to meridian theory for traditional Chinese medicine. Ayurvedic Hindus have nadis. They are similar. There are thousands of channels that run through your body and energy. Same principle, continents away.
Yep.
Slightly different take. They learned it from the Indians,
Mm-hmm.
but then they switched it to their own understanding and their own research.
Yeah. Very interesting.
So,
Very cool.
and that's why I looked at it. The Ayurvedic, they have a different sound system of looking at healing sounds. So, I always look at, okay, what's the common component then?
Yep.
Is it belief or is it frequency? And now there's a lot of research on the frequency of sound and how it affects cellular structure. It's fascinating research. They got pictures where they can hit different notes and water crystals will form. So it has an impact and it's all pretty fascinating. So I think it's more frequency is the more that I've read into it and played with it, I can do like, and that's more the Ayurvedic because they'll use this as the sound of life and God. But this because it's the easiest sound to make and it's the most common within their language. And so for them, it was like a bass sound. It was their first primordial sound. So that's what they would use. And they would do it in a way that hits different frequencies.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's very interesting stuff. It gets very deep, and you have to choose which path you agree to. I give myself permission to be a little bit of a hodgepodge with it, just because I came up with the chakras on one thing, and then I got into the traditional Chinese medicine, only in the essence of I wanted to understand the qigong part of it.
Yeah.
There's been more research done on the qigong side, the traditional Chinese medicine side, acupuncture, acupressure. There's far more research done than on the Hindu side. So there's just a whole lot more if I need to go meet you or think if I want to improve something, or if I'm talking to go, here's we go read more on this. You can find more on traditional Chinese medicine. So, but it's all good stuff.
Yeah.
For me, this is all about the centering, the calming part of it. We're going to get into another qigong set that's designed a little bit more for building tendon strength and more for martial. Still has very calming parts to it as well, but it's a little bit more involved. But I come back to what we're doing now as my main practice because I've got the violent stuff. I wanted to calm it